Okay. So 2 Peter 3:13, are you there?
That's good
Yes,
stuff.
ma'am.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. But according to his promise, we are waiting for, it says, a new heavens and a new earth
Ah,
in which righteousness dwells. Now, keep this in mind. This is happening right before our face, but we
Right.
might not think of it. New heavens
Mhm.
and a new earth where righteousness dwells. And then let's go to, and it says that's according to the promise. He said it, it's promised to us. Look for it, wait for it.
oh
Don't
my.
always wait for something to be destroyed and something very bad to happen for the promises of God to take place. Let's go to Revelation 21:1.
Okay.
Okay, now some people say, well, what about people who got famous by certain names? Well, I'll give you an example. You know, Diddy got famous being Diddy, but you know he changed his name 2 or 3 other times. He didn't want to be Diddy anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He wanted to be Sean Combs, what his name was. Then he wanted to be Love. He changed his name, trying to
Puff
outrun
Daddy.
that. Trying to, pardon me,
Puff Daddy.
Puff Daddy. But he tried to get away from that. But do you know what's in the papers every day about him? Diddy, Diddy,
Mhm.
Diddy.
Mm-hmm.
Can't outrun it.
Mm.
Okay. So Revelation 21, verse 1. Let me know when you're there.
I'm
There.
there.
Yeah.
There.
Wonderful. Says, then I saw a new heaven and a new earth.
Mm.
For the first heaven and the first earth had done what? Passed away.
Mhm.
And even the sea did not exist anymore.
Mm.
Ah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
What?
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so we're going to go
Ah,
back into some of the prophetic things that we started giving you on in 2020. We told you, I don't know if you remember, that a third of businesses, schools, churches,
Mm-hmm.
and entertainment were not going to continue to exist.
mhm.
Yes, ma'am.
But we said, don't fear. It doesn't mean that's all bad. And it does mean something else is coming in its place that's going to benefit people. We have to get ourselves delivered from fear, fear, fear in so many ways.
Oh, yes.
It's the number one thing that works against us as believers. Okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
God is doing a new thing, but shall we know it? First, I want us to look at malls. So malls came up so big when we were young. Oh, you wanted to be able to go to the mall to get together your money. Some people get
Mhm.
together on weekdays and go down weekends rather, and will go down to the mall just to have the experience. We're going down to this new mall. We're going to see the new stores. They got nice places to sit and eat in the mall. You get to see everything at one place. Once you park your car, we're just inside going from place to place. A different experience from when we were very little children, right?
Mhm.
Now, a lot of malls were located at the edge of town or in the next town, right?
Yes,
Mhm.
ma'am.
So, what happened? It started a little bit before that, but the pandemic pretty much started shutting down some malls. They're having a little bit more business, but some of them are never going to be like they were again. So,
Mm-hmm.
what started happening in 2020 during the pandemic? Number one, people started ordering more online than ever. Okay. So they didn't have a need to go down to the mall, but the mall was shut down anyway. You couldn't go.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yes.
Amen.
And we were told you need to stay in, you need to be covered, you need to not breathe the air, you need to not cough on people, you need to keep your hands clean. And so a mall, everything is kind of inside. We're all in there walking together. Malls were almost brought to their knees during the pandemic.
Oh,
Changing
yes.
habits and the pandemic. Now, so most malls ended up with a lot of vacant storefronts. Not the places that came in that weren't bringing in a lot of money. The big brand name stores started leaving the malls, which had not happened.
Yes.
And because of that, customers are leaving because the big main stores they're going to the mall for, they start closing down in pivotal places and not being there. So this is changing our world, whether we know it or not. So here's some things that mall owners, the developers, the people who own the entire mall, not the store, they started doing different strategies in different places all over the United States, could be the world, I'm not aware. Okay, so here are some of the most common changes. They start taking the malls and making apartments out of them, making condominiums out of them. This is what's happening in a lot of US cities and states. It's becoming very popular to turn the portion of the malls into apartments and condominiums. I was looking at a man last night. He said, I got this beautiful site. He walked over to the window. He opened it. He showed the man. He said, look at this. I can see what's going on in the city. He lived in a apartment that was in a mall, used to be a mall. And
Okay.
he said, I can see when the ice cream place that I like is open down there. I can see how many people are out there. And it was beautiful. And the man said, would you be able to afford to stay in this neighborhood if you weren't in this apartment? He said, no way.
Mm.
But since
Yeah.
this is new, nice apartments, nice condos, and
Mhm.
great atmosphere. Okay, so this is becoming very popular and being done by a lot of people in a lot of cities. It also solves the problem of much needed housing in city type areas, and it's starting to revitalize the entire surrounding neighborhood. Number two, another thing that's being done, they're turning whole malls or large portions of a mall into a senior living facility. Okay. Need more places to put seniors because more seniors are growing to be older and seniors downsize and they come out of their own houses. They need more senior living facilities in major areas. So they're turning malls or portions of malls into senior living facilities. And they have a large range of amenities and services that meet the needs of older adults. Okay. Number three, mixed use malls. They're developing more office spaces, right? And they have really attractive work environments when they get through with it. Because I'm talking about malls, they look nice.
Mm.
Number four, they're turning malls into hotels and hospitality centers, meaning hotels, conference centers, and other type hospitality venues made out of the mall in some cities. Wow. You got plenty parking. You got plenty places for conference centers. It's already set to go. Do you see that?
Mhm.
Yes, ma'am.
Being a conference center or a hotel, you're making your money back because it's constantly being rented,
Mm.
not just owned by somebody that's
Mhm.
trying to earn a dollar or
Oh,
make a living.
yes.
Okay, number five. Some malls, entertainment and recreation complexes, meaning they're putting movie theaters in them, bowling alleys, more arcades, and other recreational facilities. My.
Mhm.
Nice, big, wide spaces. I can see that so easily being done. And again, you got all the parking you need for theaters and bowling alleys and arcades and all these other things. Wonderful.
Mhm.
Okay, another one. They're turning malls into medical facilities, either hospitals, clinics, a mixture of the two, and other convenient healthcare services.
Mhm.
You're never going to have no need for medical facilities. So that's a good one. Other ways to serve the community with the malls. Seven, data centers, large open spaces for housing um, data centers where other people can come and use it, not just an office, right? Another one is educational institutions. Some malls are becoming schools, colleges, universities, extra classrooms, administrative offices, and research facilities. Isn't this good?
Yes.
Right? And then
Mhm.
also pop-up shop. How many know what a pop-up shop is?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, it's not a permanent store. It's where you just go and set up, and not like a flea market. It's in between that. It's where you provide something that you sell or a service, and you have a pop up shop. This is where it is right now. In the middle of the malls, a lot of time people will do that with jewelry or whatever have you, okay?
Right.
So pop-up shops and
Mhm.
temporary marketplaces, farmers markets, and other people are hosting pop-up shops. And I thought I would love to do that. Not have a pop-up shop, but host a prosperity market or a Wall Street or a cultural center market. I would want to do that, so I would make sure that certain people know they're welcome to be there.
Mhm.
All
Yes,
right. And
ma'am.
then craft fairs too. I don't know which one, 8 or 9 I'm on. Also, community centers with a wide variety of programs and services for local residents. Community centers. I think this is 10.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Green spaces and parks. Green spaces mean natural, healthy places with good environments. Portions of malls converted into green spaces, into parks, and outdoor recreational opportunities. Ways to continue to serve as valuable assets to their communities. Because so much of the mall is outside, then turning a part of it into outdoor facilities, meaning some kind of zoo, some kind of park, some kind of whatever helps people that's an outdoor or community thing. 11, entertainment landscapes. This is already happening. Can you all see the change?
Mhm. Right.
Now, at one time, the mall was everything. When we were traveling, it was like, oh, let's go to Galveston to this big mall. Let's go to here. They got a 3-story mall. You wanted to hit all the largest malls in these big cities. But now, I don't care nothing about going to no big malls and going up 3 things and going up all these escalators and please. Okay. Okay. So entertainment landscape where live events and streaming events are held. Okay.
Mhm.
This is one of the things I'm coming out of the mall thing. This is one of the things that happened that shifted entertainment and sports, but actually entertainment came to a halt, right? So everybody was canceling concerts and big venues. A few people and record sales now because people were pent up and wanted to get out. A few people like Beyonce and Taylor Swift, they have outsold what they ever sold, right? They have the highest price tickets. They have outsold everything. Back to filling up stadiums, selling out quickly, right?
Mhm.
Now, everybody is not Beyonce or Taylor Swift. Did you know that?
Right.
So, at the same time that people like these two are doing more than they ever have, but it also made a shift. Streaming became bigger than ever. Streaming services. Okay, I'll come back to that. So, it became bigger than ever during the pandemic, and it didn't stop. It's still growing, growing, growing. I'll come back and tell you what I mean. So, but while the concert halls and the certain places are selling out for the really, really big name people, the smaller venues that people didn't know or think they wanted to do, they have made a resurgence. There's a revival of people saying, well, I can't fill up a stadium, but this 100, 200 right here, I'm going to work them. I'm going to work them. And I'm going to work them every weekend. I thank God I got somewhere to work. I now
Mhm.
know what it was like when I had nowhere to be. Okay.
Right.
So the smaller venues and smaller names have made a resurgence amongst people who were out
Wow.
there trying to do what
Mhm.
they could not do, right?
Mhm.
And in attendance and ticket sales. So the streaming and digital platforms, Netflix, people are putting stand up concerts, all this Netflix, Hulu, Disney, Spotify, all these, that's streaming. When it's streamed in from that boxing, all that stuff that had started, it's as big as it ever was. You think when the pandemic was over, it was going to calm back down? No, because now they know they can do it. And some people are doing like their live thing and that at the same time, raking it in from 2 different places. So the online things that people learn to do that they thought they did because they had to, it kept going. and it's bigger than ever. Okay. So all of the online, like we said, the Netflix, the Hulu, the Spotify, the Disney, the HBO Max, all these different things, they caused this whole industry. So do you see the whole world was being recreated? While
Yes,
people were,
ma'am.
I want to go back to how things was. You could sit in your house
Mm-mm.
almost anything you see. You understand that?
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
And so and it made a surgence of original content. These streaming things used to buy all old content from other things. You got all the old movies, the old TV series. No, Hulu, an original series, an original movie. YouTube, an original movie, an original series. So people are making them, creating them, getting the money, the funding, the workers, the actors, the talent, just for all of these streaming original services, and they're doing well. Okay.
Amen.
Um, so these platforms have invested heavily in original series, the movies, the music, the series, and providing exclusive content to their subscribers. So at one time when, okay, let's say Andy Griffith was picked up by all of these people. But now there's original content. This is made for Hulu. You can only get it on Hulu. This is made for Netflix. It's a Netflix original, a Netflix special. You can only get this on Netflix. So you see how that specialty, you're able to get a lot in there because it's only seen there, right? And also other live streaming is Twitch, YouTube Live for concerts, gaming, and other types of events. This is all since 2020 that this has soared and it has not declined, right? So now for entertainers, physical album sales did go down. They did decline, right? CDs bombed, uh, all that kind of stuff did decline and it didn't come back. But digital downloads, which started right before the pandemic, they're bigger than ever. So, digital downloads and streaming, they're the way that entertainers, singers make their money. And so, if you're a part of, connected to, you want to see how, don't limit yourself to, I have to do this and get a building. No, it doesn't have to be done that way. Nothing has to be done any way you think it has to be done. When you're a creative person, God can make a way for everything to happen the way that it should, the way that it could.
Yes.
Okay, so
Amen.
the streaming platforms, Spotify, Pandora, Apple Music, they have played the biggest, really, Spotify and Apple Music have played the biggest role in breaking new artists now. It used to be another way, but that's how new artists are discovered. YouTube, discovering new artists. TikTok, discovering new artists, right? When it used to be somebody who was well known had to bring you
Mhm.
on. That is not how it happens anymore. Isn't that good?
Yeah.
Amen.
That gives us a level playing field for the person that's in their house singing, the person that's in their house playing keyboard, the person that's in their house dancing and writing skits and comedy.
Mhm.
Comedians are discovered this way now. YouTube, TikTok.
Yes.
That's how comedians are discovered. This lady, this black lady, she said, I'm a comedian and I'm doing well now. She said, all of my Instagram, I looked at my grid and it looked so professional. She said, I want people to look at all of my Instagram grid, meaning everything you see when you look at her Instagram page, and see a goofy, crazy black lady that's willing to do anything for a laugh. She said, I took all that professional stuff down and put a bunch of faces and corny stuff. And she said, because I want people looking, she said, because when the professionals stroll through there, sometimes they got 30 seconds looking for the talent they're looking for.
Mhm.
And she's working steady. She said, and another thing I did, she said, when I use a perfume, she said, I tag the perfume people in it. When I wear their clothes, I tag that company. She was saying, when I use these different, I tag them
Mhm.
when I'm filming me putting it on, and I say something great about it. She said, and I have gotten brand deals. She said, one brand paid me $22,000 for one time. One time. She said, why? Things have changed. They used to do all television commercials or magazine ads and dump millions into it. Now companies broke it up. They're looking for a regular average person that has thousands to hundreds of thousands of people on their social media because they have an audience we might not reach. And us paying 22,000 is better than us spending millions and still being ignored. She said, and another brand had me do something quarterly. She said, and I'm not going to tell y'all how much that was, but they had me do something every quarter just because I tagged them and what I was wearing, what I was putting on that she already had. You're using these products anyway. Why not tag that company? Okay. Are you all seeing how the world is changing?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
And has been changing right in front of our face. So you used to not be able to get a hold to or get heard or get seen by these big companies. Even well-known people would go to a photo shoot or go to a reading for a play and hoping they're lining up to get in. But with social media, this means you can tag that brand. You can tag that director. You can tag. They may pay you no attention, but if you keep doing it, this lady said, I did it 3 times and got their attention. 3 times to make $22,000 off of one perfume put on. Lord have mercy. What? What? So vinyl records went back up though. All the CDs and all that stuff went down, but people are using it for collector's items. They all of a sudden are collecting vinyl records again. It's special. Okay.
Wow.
Now let me get to churches. I'm not almost done. Why are you all holding me up? Did I say it right, Bishop Dwight? Okay. Here is what happened with churches. So we told you a third of businesses and a third of churches will not be the same. It doesn't mean believers are going to die. We have to stop being afraid that when God is changing, when he's shifting something, that he's trying to hurt us. You know, so churches, this is mega churches that sold their property. I'm only doing mega churches that sold their property. You know, it's all millions of dollars, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So the Vineyard Church that had 10,000 people in Anaheim, California, they sold their property for a smaller building.
Okay.
The Church of the Rock in Los Angeles, they probably had over 20,000. They sold their property for a smaller building. The Potter's House in Dallas, going into the pandemic, they had just sold their original building. Okay. That was before all the trouble. The Cathedral of Faith in Tulsa, Oklahoma, about 10,000. They sold their building. Robert Schuller, remember the Crystal Cathedral? He sold that building. All glad they sold it. Yeah. The Willow Creek Community Church, right? Bill Hybels, he's a writer. You go in a Baptist bookstore, you see his name everywhere. They sold that church building. They had over 20,000 people. And so here is mega church buildings that I'm sure people worshiped, had all this stuff going on, but they sold those buildings. They didn't wait to fill them up. They sold them.
Yes, ma'am.
So we talked about malls, but big brand stores, Sears, JCPenney, Best Buy, big brand stores, Sears closed in many locations. Okay. And what Sears company, Sears was in every mall, everywhere, right? Some of you are old enough to remember Sears when Sears was called Sears and Roebuck.
Yes, ma'am.
They said, we're going down to Sears and Roebuck and Montgomery Ward. Wow, it's upon hot now. Okay. So Sears closed many locations and it's been replaced Where are the Sears that didn't close? A lot of them have gone to smaller stores. Guess where they are? In strip malls. Now, what is a strip mall? A strip mall is where Marshalls, where Roses, where CC's Pizza. That's a strip mall. Okay. The big stores that were the brand name that drew people to the mall, they closed and went to strip malls. Why? They don't want to pay the overhead. They don't want to wait for customers where they were making no money. They went into strip malls. J.C. Penney's downside. The mall president, J.C. Penney's, is not found in a lot of malls anymore, but they're opening smaller J.C. Penney stores in strip malls all over the country. Not one or two. This is a new fad. This is a new fad.
Okay.
Best Buy is still in most malls, but Best Buy said this thing is just about to get juicy. We're in a techno age, so they're having their best days, right? We're in the age where people are buying electronics. People are looking for TVs. When you got a TV, of course, you need a bigger TV. People are looking for sound things. You need that. People are looking for laptops, desk computers, phones. This is Best Buy's greatest days. So they stayed in the malls, but guess where they are? In suburban areas, they are tearing the strip malls up. Do you see this? At one time, being in a strip mall was like being in the ghetto. Okay? You don't want to be seen in a strip mall. You don't want to be caught in a strip mall. If you open a store in a strip mall, it's because you really can't be like the big boys. But who we thought were the big boys shut down all that guzzling stuff, and they're finding themselves fixing up and getting into the strip malls. Target. They're also successful in the big malls and strip malls. Okay. So Target, what they're doing, they're going into strip malls and taking over all the space. Yep. They're taking over all the space they can take over in the strip malls. Look at that. So does anybody know who the number one retailer in the United States is right now?
Probably online.
It's Walmart. Nobody is even close to Walmart. Okay. So Walmart never dominated the malls, but they have a strong presence. They're developing in all strip malls. Now, because see, Walmart has the Walmart market, the Walmart supercenter. Walmart has a few different things that they do, right?
Yes, ma'am.
In suburbs and rural areas, Walmarts are trying to be everywhere, like you see Dollar Generals everywhere. But where people mark where they want to be, if there's a Walmart in that city, they want to be somewhere that's close to them because they're the retail giant. Nobody else is even close to Walmart in retail. Okay. So they say, oh, is that where Walmart is? We want to try to get somewhere over close to that. Wow. Okay, so this is how much things have changed in malls and mall life. How many can't wait to go down to the mall every weekend now? You see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Okay, so let me come out of that, and I'm going to try to wind up with what I'm doing. I could go on that for a while. All this has been changing right where we sit. A third of all businesses. Some businesses have closed so much. It's like, what? Not J.C. Penney's. What? Not Sears. What? Yeah. So, but it's just like churches. If a church downsizes to save money, to not wear the people out, that's not bad. That's wise. If you downsize, right? If you say we went from a 3-story house, and when we got in our 60s, we didn't want to be in a 3-story house. We wanted to be in a 1-level house, right? That's not bad. That's wise. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. And you know your knees don't want to run up and down them things when you okay. Your knees, your back, your side. This is what you'll be saying. Once I get upstairs, I'm not coming back down. Okay. So weather. Maybe I'll come back to weather. So I'm shifting out of this. So Elon Musk, I'm not talking about the person, I'm talking about where we are in evolution. He just unveiled robots all in the house that do small detailed things, from making coffee to doing small tasks. Now the robots he's unveiling them for private consumption. For what he's trying to do is challenge whatever retail there is that only lets certain things be available to certain people that are wealthy. He's trying to make things and put an affordable price on it so that whoever wants a robot in the house making their coffee, doing small tasks, cleaning the floor, helping them make up the bed, making dinner, whoever wants that will be able to afford it. It won't be for special people. So he just unveils that. We've been hearing about robots coming for a while. It's happening. I'm talking about not hospitals, for everyday citizens, whoever wants one.
Yes,
Also,
ma'am.
Elon Musk, $8,000, brand new house. Amazon already has this. You can order a whole house. It's a tiny house. You can order the whole house, brand new, and it can be put up within 3 days. It comes to you in a big box, right?
Right.
But Elon Musk wants the $8,000, $7,000 price on his brand new house. I've been looking at them. The whole thing comes in a big box. The I can't think what to call it. The what keeps the coal out of the house?
Insulation.
Yeah. The
Relation.
insulation helps, whether it's hot or cold. I was looking at the insulation. Everything that you need comes with it. And the house that he's unveiling, within an hour or two, the whole thing could be put up. It unfolds and comes together, and it's supposed to be able to withstand, pretty much a storm. Well, some people say it can't withstand that, but a person who lives in a trailer, a person who lives in a mobile home has to pray when there's a bad storm anyway.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So it's kind of the same premise, but keep in mind, this is $8,000, the whole thing, and everything is in there that you need, and that's brand new. $8,000 coming off the truck. That's everything. Oh my God.
My.
Elon Musk also unveiling a I saw this already. $15,000 house on wheels for those driving not a camper, a mobile home house on $15,000, brand new. That's the whole thing. That's a low price. When Bishop Dwight and I were looking to buy one years ago, they were $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $700,000 years ago when we were looking to get one, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Some people had offered to sponsor and raise the money for us to get one years ago. He just decided, I don't want to drive around in that with my family because there's so many places we wouldn't be able to park. That's the he
Oh,
decided
yeah.
against it, right?
Praise God.
Okay. And I wasn't about to help drive it at that time. So he sure was going to be driving it by himself. Okay. So, and we
Amen.
already know for the last years about the Tesla car, right? Electric cars. He's the one who made that push to get this, for the battery operated cars. And there's some things that have to be worked out. And yeah, he's plenty odd, he's plenty weird, but I'm talking about the world is changing. Okay. And so also there's a cell phone that he has developed and unveiled. He wanted to have a $100 cell phone that is a good cell phone that rivals one that you get for 1,000 or more, that has everything in it, but a regular average person can buy it for $100. Isn't this awesome?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, and so what he's trying to do is shake everything to say there's no reason why and this man is the richest man. He might be the first man that's pushing on a trillionaire. He might be the first trillionaire we see in our lifetime. And so he's trying to say, but there's no reason that we're not making these things affordable to most people except for greed.
Right.
Now, this is a billionaire saying this. And so I like that he's challenging the system. You got one man saying, I want all I can get, but he's not really saying that. It's his way of giving. if you're creative, if you can give, if you got knowledge, you got information, it's his way of giving. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
There is a principle. If you're giving, God put this principle in the earth. You're going to always receive back. If you try to hold on to everything you got, it's going to go.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So here's another way that we told you that there's people who are interested in transhumanism. Transhumanism, meaning people who are like computers or part computer. People like computers and computers like people. So there's groups of people in this technical society that's interested in people being plugged up to computers and people becoming like computers. Okay. And it's a whole movement. Here's what they believe. There's one man who had 120 something things hooked into his body, sensories. I mean, he's hooked to a computer 24/7. 127 hooked into. He's one of the leaders of it. Okay. I don't want to be a computer. Do you want to be a computer?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Uh-uh.
No, ma'am.
I couldn't stand being in a hospital and having one little thing connected to me. Disconnect me from that. I don't like tubes, and I know I don't want
No, ma'am.
120 something things hooked into my body. Okay.
No, ma'am.
All right. So they want, look at what these people want. They want a form of government where decision making is guided by the experts and technical knowledge rather than political consideration. Now, I do see where we're coming to the place where we know the political field is not bringing the answers we want. I'm saying on no side, it's not bringing all the answers we want. Also, the way politics is done, it kind of gets to you. Do we have to have this degree of mudslinging? What are we accomplishing? What are we getting done? You know? And so I know that people are looking for other answers, but this being hooked up to the computer, this ain't it, Doc. Okay. So their philosophical movement emphasizes the human potential. They emphasize, and see, this is getting outside of God for me. They emphasize the human potential that we're capable of so much more, and the use of technology is what will improve our human condition. Well, who's going to decide who the experts are? Because what concerns me is you can end up and take us all the way back to when you said that white people were at the top, and then next Chinese people, I'm saying as far as their brain, said white people were at the top, Europeans, then Chinese people, then after that, everybody cannot be intelligent beings. So who's going to be the experts? Who's going to choose the experts? And this is what they believe. The experts should make all the decisions for complexity of modern society. We live in such a complex society, such a technical society. The experts should make all the decisions. Yeah, but there are some people that's not good in computers, but they got common sense that somebody else might not have. Right?
Yes, ma'am. Praise God.
You might have somebody in your family, they seem to know everything about everything, but they just don't have a lick of common sense. They don't know how to come in out of the rain. They don't know how to pay their bills. They don't know how to treat nobody in a relationship. Yeah, common sense.
Yes, ma'am.
They might not be the people that's praying for everybody else. They might not have care, compassion, love. Okay, so I don't know who's going to decide who the experts are, but I don't like the way this is going already.
Right.
Okay.
Amen. Yeah.
And so they're saying the experts with the specialized knowledge should make would make more informed choices than all politicians for the rest of the people in the world. No, thank you. So
Ma'am.
technology, and to prove that, we know we've had people in our families who had third grade education, had more compassion, more money, and more
Yes,
common
ma'am.
sense than some of the ones who had
Yes.
college education.
Right.
Okay.
Yes. Praise
Okay.
God.
So it would be great if we could have people with both, but they
Yes,
also
ma'am.
believe that technology can solve many of the human problems. They see technology as a tool for improving health, improving education, and the overall quality of life. They say that all humanity should strive for self-improvement. I believe that. And Transhumanists, trans meaning part computer, part people, believe humans should use technology to transcend all of our, now this is what you could miss, biological limitations. Now you're talking about the body. Use technology to transcend every biological limitation, and it will make us be more capable human beings. If we become more like computers, and computers become more like people. Okay, I'm getting, are you getting anything out of this?
Yes.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
I
Yes.
wanted to go back
Yes.
and show you how much the world is changing right in front of our faces. Okay, so right here where in North Carolina, especially where the storm, the Hurricane Helene hit,
Yes.
one of the things that concerned so many people, they didn't talk to us a lot about it. It wasn't in the newspapers a lot. But what is in batteries is lithium. So you got lithium in batteries for cars. You got lithium in all of our batteries. You're running your computer, your remotes, all these different stuff, lithium. And do you know where some of the most lithium in the whole United States of America is in North Carolina? And so everybody, in North Carolina, that makes you want to say, keep talking about the Carolinas. You won't be able to operate your remote. Just keep on. Keep talking about North Carolina. Your little car, your little battery operated car, it won't operate. Okay.
Yes.
And so most of it in the United States is lithium rich. And because we're into so many things that operate with batteries, including cars, including other big things, lithium is needed. And on the western side, the western coast of North Carolina, the west side going into other states is where most of it is. Okay. And so you see why the government is concerned about stuff that they don't talk to us about?
Yes.
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 We're thinking save our people. They thinking save our batteries. Okay.
Praise God.
Amen. Praise God. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It was here's 5 things that lithium is used for if we're not used to hearing it. Lithium is used in batteries from smartphones, laptops, electric vehicles, and renewable energy storage systems. Number 2, lithium is used in medication. Now, if you watch old movies, they talked about lithium for people they used to say the nut house in movies, okay? I hope nobody's still saying the nut house. We talked about that the other day when we were young. People say, oh, so-and-so, they went away to the nut house. You know, you can't say that today, right?
Yes.
No, ma'am.
Okay. And it's unkind because Lord willing, none of us want that to be said of us. And some of us may have a day when your memory skipped a beat. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So it's used in medication. Lithium compounds are used in psychiatry today to treat bipolar disorder, to treat depression, and to stabilize mood swings. So right up here from the Carolinas is lithium for the mind. Number 3, alloys. Okay. Lithium is used in medical alloys to improve strength, reduce weight, used in aerospace and the automotive industry. Okay. Number 4, grease. Lithium-based greases are used in machinery, greasing machines, and automotive applications because it lubricates machines so well. Okay. And the last one, 5, lithium is used in glass and ceramics, in the production of glass and production of ceramics to improve thermal resistance and reduce melting temperatures. Okay, so the impact of a hurricane can potentially affect lithium mining operations, but it goes down sometimes thousands of feet into the ground. Look at what God put in this earth for us. Okay. So here we have our batteries operating a remote, but where this came from could be up to thousands of feet down in the ground. But he still put it there for us, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my, look at that. Okay, let me come out of that, and I'm going to finish up. I probably need about just 5 minutes, and I'll be finished with this. So one of the other things going on, I talked a lot about what's going on with the new earth. It's happening, it's shifting, it's changing before our eyes, but there's things in the skies that are different than they've been. There's things in the skies. I listened to some of the things Sister Chantalie is saying.